You are watching the Health and Safety Plus Getting Started movie guide. In this section, I will be showing you the master file. We will cover what the master file is, how to access it, and how to adjust it. Before you can follow the instructions in this movie section, you will need to have installed and activated your Health and Safety Plus program. We do recommend that before you prepare your first estimate, you ensure your master file and the health and safety templates within it are set to the preferences of your business. This will save you a great deal of time and ensure you get the most out of the Health and Safety Plus program. First, I will show you where your master file is. I will click on the Easy Price Pro icon and open the program menu. Now, I will click Health and Safety Plus. This opens the Health and Safety Plus program menu. Next, I click the Edit Your Master File option. This will open the program and my master file. On the form, I will click that I want to enter the information manually. If I move the form to one side and look at the top of the screen, I can see that this file is called HS Plus 3.0. This is the name that is given to your master file when you purchase the program. So what is a master file, and why is it so important? The master file is the template that every set of health and safety documents you produce is based on. When you enter your client details on the first page of the form and click Continue, all of the default settings that are stored in your master file create the basis for your health and safety documentation. Once you have entered the client details and click Continue on the client details page of the form, you will notice the file name changes to the surname of the client you are preparing the health and safety paperwork for. Any changes that you make after clicking Continue on this page will only affect the health and safety documentation for that client. They will not affect your master file. OK, because I want to check over and adjust the information in my master file, I will not enter any client details on this page. I will click Continue. I will also leave the project details and the designer details section blank as well, as this information will vary on each job. I will click Continue. I will not complete the CDM manager details either for the same reason. We will now look at the risk assessments. Health and Safety Plus comes preloaded with all of the standard risk assessments that you may need for the work that you're carrying out. I will click Add Risk Assessment to Project. This opens up a form. On the left-hand side of the form, every risk assessment that is included with the Health and Safety Plus program is listed. As I have mentioned, these are all the standard, most common risk assessments that you are likely to need. If there is a risk assessment that you require that is not on the list, then you can add your own. It is best to do this in your master file. If you add it to your master file, it will become a part of the master file template, and you will have access to it and be able to use it whenever you start a new set of health and safety documents for a job. To add a new risk assessment, click the New Risk Assessment button. A blank risk assessment template will now be on the screen. Enter the title of the risk assessment. Now complete the standard details for it, so the activity or process, the people at risk, the hazard column, and the what you are doing to control the hazard column. You may complete the details of the other columns, but please remember, this is the master file. Any information you enter in this template will be there when you select the risk assessment for a different job. Certain elements of the risk assessment template will vary from job to job. For example, the individuals involved or exposed to the hazards. Therefore, we recommend when creating a new risk assessment, you enter the information that is standard and unlikely to vary on a job-to-job basis. This will save you time. You can complete the entire risk assessment if you wish, but this will no doubt mean that you will need to edit it when you use it for a specific project. When you have entered all the information required, click Continue. As I have mentioned, the Health and Safety Plus program comes preloaded with all the most common risk assessment templates that you may need. But you do have the ability to edit these to your exact requirements. If you want the changes you make to apply and be included in all your future health and safety documentation, then you will need to do the editing in your master file. I will click the Edit Risk Assessments button. a form comes up that lists all of the available risk assessments. This list will include all of the risk assessments that came with the programme, plus any risk assessments that you may have added. To open the risk assessment, click the title. You can now edit any of the details so they meet the health and safety criteria of your business. We would recommend as part of the setting up process of the programme that you look over the content of each of the risk assessments, editing and adjusting as required. This will not only assist you in becoming familiar with the content, it will also save you a great deal of time. If you make an adjustment in your master file, the risk assessment will be set that way every time you use it, so you will not need to alter it on every single job. The Health and Safety Plus programme also comes preloaded with all the standard safe systems of work. Like the risk assessments, you can add new ones and edit the contents of the ones that came with the programme. If you do this in your master file, any safe systems of work that you add will be available for you to select every time you use the programme. To view the list of safe systems of work included with the programme, click the Safe System of Work button. This will open a form. Each safe system of work can be viewed down the left-hand side. If you want to add a new one, click the New SSOW button. Enter the title in the box provided and click Continue. This will open a blank Safe System of Work template in Microsoft Word. Enter the details and when you have finished, save it. As this has been done in your master file, you will now be able to access and use this safe system of work for all future jobs. We do recommend that when you are setting up your master file, you look over the content of all of the safe systems of work that are provided with the programme. This will not only enable you to become familiar with the content, it will also mean if your business follows a different procedure, you can edit the content of the safe systems so they're in line with what your business does. If you make adjustments to your safe systems in your master file, they will remain set in that way every time you use the safe system of work within future projects. This will save you a great deal of time. I will click the Edit Safe Systems of Work button. I am provided with a list of all available safe systems of work. To open a safe system of work and review the content, click on it. This will open as a Microsoft Word document. Where required, make any changes. When you have done this, make sure you save the document. Saving is only necessary if you make changes to the content of the document. The Health and Safety Plus programme also provides you with a template for the Health and Safety Policy and the Construction Phase Health and Safety Plan. We recommend that whilst you're setting up your Health and Safety master file, you review the content of both of these documents and adjust any of the standard content so it's in line with the health and safety procedures that your business has in place and carries out. First, I will click the Health and Safety Policy button. This automatically opens the policy in Microsoft Word. This policy is the overall policy for your business. By checking this and making any amendments in your master file, you will not need to review this every time you use the programme to create the health and safety documents for individual jobs. You will only need to review and amend it if the health and safety policy of your business changes in the future. If this does happen, we recommend you make any adjustments to the policy in your master file. If you do need to make any changes to the standard text, ensure you click Save when all the changes are made. Once you have clicked Save, the changes will become part of the master file Health and Safety Policy document. The same process can be repeated for the Construction Phase Health and Safety Plan. The majority of this document contains standard text. I will click on the button. The phase plan automatically opens in Microsoft Word. We recommend that you review the content and if changes are required, then make them and save them in the master file. To do this, read the text, if necessary edit it so it reflects what your business does, then click the Save button. Some sections of the Construction Phase Health and Safety Plan will need to be completed on a job-by-job basis, as they require information specific to the work that's being undertaken. We advise that you leave these sections as they are. This includes the Update section and the Description of the Project, section 1.2. While you're in your master file, we recommend that you add the details of the local authority or authorities that the work you carry out tends to come under. To do this, click the Options tab on the ribbon bar. Select Local Authority. Now enter in the required information. If you do this in your master file, all of these local authorities will be available for you to select in your individual health and safety client files. When you first open the programme, you will be asked to enter your company details. If any of your company details do change in the future, then you can adjust them. It is best to do this in your master file. That way, you can make the adjustments just once. Click the Options tab on the ribbon bar. Select Company Details. Now enter the new information into the correct section of the form. Click Continue and the changes will be saved. OK, that does bring us to the end of this movie section. You should now know how to open your master file and set it to your preferences. As I mentioned at the start, we do recommend that you do this before you begin producing health and safety documentation for individual jobs. Not only will this save you a great deal of time, it is also an opportunity to familiarise yourself with the content of the built-in documents. And when required, you can adjust them so they meet the exact needs of your business. Not only will this save you a great deal of time, it is also an opportunity to familiarise yourself with the content of the built-in documents. And when required, you can adjust them so they meet the exact needs of your business.